set up. Woohoo! Load game.
I'm gonna need to eat soon.
Okay, I have way too much shit. What level am I on? Real quick, let me check. I'm gonna give it enough time so that I'm gonna let some people join. Let's see here. Cooking, level 3. Okay. Breakdown. Okay, so I said that I'd be really just going in and explaining why Fallout New Vegas, in my opinion, is the worst. And before anybody really... Alright, there we go. And I need to preface this by saying that just because I don't like it doesn't mean that everybody else should. And I will remind people every once in a while if they're like gonna be like, but this game is like better.
Find food.
There we go. This game is better. So let's go on the actual reasons, like more on preference side of things. So this is more of an opinion than really just, oh, this is cold hard fact. Now, I'm never going to be under the delusion that for some reason my opinion trumps everybody else's.
I'm gonna need to rest soon.
But that being said, I just can't stand being in Vegas. Like, okay, I understand that it's like, okay, it's post-apocalyptic, but at the same time, it's the desert. It feels like... Might as well take that. I just realized I never really fully checked this area, or maybe I did and I just forgot. Damn it. Yeah, I didn't check this. But yeah, I'm just not a big fan of the idea of having to be in a desert. I grew up where, when you're on the East Coast, and I'm in the Pennsylvania area, it's just far more interesting to be in an area where you're more familiar with and seeing the differences. And being in the desert and actually seeing places like Arizona and Nevada, like in real time, it's like, okay, this is a futuristic, but it's not post-apocalyptic. It doesn't feel like post-apocalyptic America. It just feels like, okay, this is the desert. And I have these credentials because I've spent a lot of time in Arizona, went to New Mexico, and I even spent some time in Utah. And the thing is that, well, yeah, it's accurate. It just doesn't feel like a nuclear area, except for like the slight pockets of radiation, and that even then could be explained away by just, well, everybody was being irresponsible as fuck. Everybody banned shit. It didn't feel the same. Like Fallout 3, give it credit. Even if you don't like Fallout 3, it does have a really good way of making you feel like it is like this post-apocalypse. Because you know the buildings are abandoned. It's not, it's a place that you would think would have a lot of thriving stuff involved in it anyway. Come on. Woohoo! So to see the capital just all of a sudden be abandoned like that, like, this is the epitome, this is like the pinnacle of the United States, and all of a sudden there's no one there. it makes it rather creepy to see everything about this land be just not there. You just feel the emptiness that the game presents you, and it just provides this eerie feeling that you just can't escape. And overall, this is just, and I get it, personal preferences, everybody has their right. I just feel like there's too many people out there who are like, oh yeah, Fallout New Vegas, best Fallout game ever, and if you don't like it, well, you're not a true Fallout fan. And the rabid fan base is, it leaves a lot to be desired. Even getting into the ultimate game plan, like looking at the story, and I've mostly completed it in the way of I know the ending, I know a lot about it, and I've completed a majority of the game. And the problem is that there aren't any stakes that feel important enough for me to really give a shit. So, in Fallout 3, it's your dad. He goes out of his way to do shit, and you're left wondering what happened. Why did he leave? And that makes a huge difference, because you're looking at this grand picture, you don't know what's going on, you don't know why this is happening. All you know is that your dad's gone, you need to find him. And so it gives this motivation to the characters. Why am I doing this? Because my dad decided that this would be a great thing, and so you go out of your way to, like, bond with your dad. And a lot of times, even if you're playing an evil character, you still have a motivation. Your motivation being, okay, let me see what's in it for me. What do I get out of this? Because even if you're like, oh, I'm just gonna do, like, whatever, you still have that motivation to say, hey, let's see what I can do. How can I mess this up for everybody? Which isn't really that difficult. Whereas for New Vegas, it just feels like, okay, so we're dealing with all of this, and yet other than doing it for the sake of being good, there doesn't seem to be an in-universe reason to do really anything. There's more motivation where, if you're a neutral character in a lot of this, right? Once you get out of the concept of, hey, by the way, this is my dad, like, I get that there might not be a lot of reason. Okay, let's try this. Just want to... I just wanted to find the chips. There we go. My pile of bear meat. Get some sleep before I pass out. And the thing I never got was Fallout New Vegas ends. Like, there are no real... Okay, so I'm being told what my consequences are. But it doesn't matter if it's something that, like, in the long run, you don't get to see a lot of these outcomes because you don't get to revisit these areas. It feels like everything is just a product of this like stupid one line-sided mission. You're destined to always be stuck just going for one goal and one goal only. And it's pretty disappointing. Say as you will about how Fallout 3 gives you a backstory, and the basic backstory is very, very vague. They never explicitly state anything about the Fallout 3 protagonist other than you grew up in Vault 101. If you can give me a second. Yeah, I just need to put... Sorry about that. Back to game. Son of a bitch. Do I have enough food? What? Awesome, I do. And I have soda. Yeah, I'm gonna drink soda, drink this, and then I'm gonna go the fuck to sleep because holy shit, I absolutely hate the sound. Please tell me it's gonna be over. Oh my gosh. Motherfucker. It's still not over? Oh well. Oh, great. Okay. Start fire. Start fire. Hopefully this works.
Come on, little fire. Okay, that didn't work.
Damn it. Come on. Fuck it. Pastime.
God, I'm starving.
Before I forget, all. Oh, I need the, at least the odds of me running into a wolf are a bit slimmer because I don't have, like, I need food. No. Searched. If we look at the narrative of Fallout New Vegas and really try to examine why the characters seem to behave the way they do, a lot of the problems stem from the fact that while it is interesting when it comes down to the side plots, which, to be fair, most Bethesda games and most Fallout games, the main plot isn't the most riveting. Like, I do not give a rat's ass about almost any of the main characters in Fallout New Vegas. And it's just, the characters aren't that riveting when you have to get into the main story. I don't give a damn about any of the main factions. I don't believe any of them should be in charge. This isn't even to say, like, we need to have a non-morally gray area, but at the same time, it's like, why is it that we have to go with, like, we have, like, 4 options, and all of them technically suck? I would argue, while, yes, Fallout 4 did have a lot of shitty options when it came down to, like, being able to accept quests, I will give it credit for the fact that it really knows how to make factions that you can side with that are still morally gray. Like, Fallout 4 has some pretty good factions that... Which one do you want to be part of? Because the ideology behind it matters a lot. And it gives you, as a person, the ability to side with someone that feels more dynamic. So, even if we go with the idea, like, so we have the... Oh god, what was it? I can't remember their names. The Legion. We have these people that, fundamentally, they're like these warlords, but they don't allow women to fight. Okay, so unless you're a sexist piece of shit, you're just going to not really want to join them, or if you're just playing as an evil character, that's a person to go to. The NCR are incompetent as fuck, so while yes, you have to give a trade-off, it still doesn't feel like it is a morality thing. You're not trading off a morality, you're trading off weakness. This is where Fallout 4 shines. This is where Fallout 4 shines the most. Fallout 4 basically says, hey, by the way, we have these 4 factions. We have the Minutemen, we have the Minutemen, we have the Railroad, we have the Brotherhood of Steel, and the Institute. And all of them have their own benefits and all of them have their own ups and downs. And give it a minute. Okay, there we go. And if we really look at what the faction's strengths and weaknesses are, the strengths and weaknesses are part of their ideology. It isn't just a thing that can be fixed with leadership. This is a thing that is stuck in the ideology of so many people that matters the most to them. So an example would be the fact that one of the greatest, so the Minutemen, their greatest strength is that they truly care about the Commonwealth. They want to make the Commonwealth better. And so they are out helping anyone regardless of context. They don't care. They just want to help. But this does add to a major downfall. A major flaw in this is that they make it so that they're more prone to being spread too thin. So you have to choose. Do you want to side with a group that, in short numbers, is won't work and is prone to collapse? This is a genuine moral conundrum. This isn't just, oh well, this is weak leadership. This is how it's set up, and it makes it an interesting question. Do you want to side with them? Or do you want to side with the Railroad, who genuinely, in the universe, have a good cause to be fighting for, but at the same time have an issue of them not really helping out those who aren't synths? This is a moral conundrum. Are you willing to have synths be the hill you die on? And on the same thing, if we look at how all four factions, they're almost two sides of the same coin. The Institute is the same side, is a different side of the same coin when it comes to the, what is the name? The Railroad. Both are obsessed with synths, but when it comes down to it, both are obsessed, but in opposite directions.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
The Institute is obsessed with stopping synths and making synth production, but it neglects the humans, claiming to be humanity's best offer, but they don't focus on medication or things like that for the standard people of the Commonwealth. And in a way, it makes you think, what is better? And I'm not going to say which one is better. If you want to go with the Institute, fine. If you want to go with the Railroad, fine. But these are major problems within the factions that are built from the ground up. That is just the way the game works, and it's just the way the factions have been set up in general. You cannot change this without changing the entire faction. It's not like the NCR where, oh, well, if we just got some people who actually gave a fuck and really tried, this could be fixed. Because ultimately, whether or not they could be fixed is irrelevant. Oh, shit. Well, I got in here before I died, so I have that going for me, I guess. It's just, so if we look at the Brotherhood of Steel, they are the polar opposite of what the Minutemen really stand for. They like to help people, but only in their faction. If you completely submit to the Brotherhood of Steel, you completely allow them to do whatever they want, you basically have to do whatever they want and you cannot argue otherwise. Well, congratulations, the Brotherhood of Steel is going to help you. Which is the exact opposite. This means that the Brotherhood of Steel isn't laid out too thin. They still have enough armed forces, but it makes you question, are they truly out for the betterment of society, or are they only out for what they want? Do they care about the Commonwealth, or are they doing things under the pretense of having the ability to choose what they want? And ultimately, this makes a huge difference. This kind of thing is inherent to the situation at hand. The closest thing we got was the Legion, but they were so comically evil that it's like, what is my motivation for dealing with this shit? Why should I give a single salt?
Drop any of this gear.
Actually, I should. I can't do that because then if I'm outside and a wolf shows up, I'm kind of fucked. So back. I have 3 books. So anyway, a lot of the downsides, it's kind of like you have these morally, in the grand scheme of things, it's technically morally gray, but at the same time, though, it really isn't. If you're going for a good ending, there's not that many options to choose from in New Vegas. Which sounds paradoxical, like, oh, well, but we have all these different choices. We have the Yes Men ending, house, things like that, but if you're trying to play as a good character, you really don't. Damn it. Seriously? I don't have any tinder, which is what I need. No. I might as well.
I need to find a place to rest.
I know, Astrid, I know. Seriously? Please. Actually fucking start. Oh my
Come on,
god.
little fire. Can you eat trees?
Good one. Back. There we go. Harvest. Might as well harvest this because I completely forgot. And at this point, it really doesn't matter because drop. Harvest.
Where can I find something to eat?
Just because I have like really full health, I might as well might as well take the risk and just cook all of it. Select. Here's hoping I don't get food poisoning. Or parasites. And while I would argue that the ending to Fallout 4 in some ways could be better, I do see the best DLC actually being a Far Harbor for this exact reason, because it is one of the only times I've seen an ending where you can have like the worst ending or what you consider the best, and the best ending is very up to interpretation. It's genuinely up to interpretation. You can't just say, okay, well, this is objectively the best ending or objectively the worst, but in a way, this is just a spoiler, and I don't know if you need this in order to, because I don't even think in the base game you can do this. It's that devious and just fucked up, but it's awesome. So in Fallout 4, or at least in a Far Harbor, the ending you can make to have every faction fucking die. You can just destroy all the factions. Don't want to play the good guy? Well, congratulations! You get to commit murder. And just watch every single one of these bastards just no longer exist. And that's actually pretty entertaining. To know that you can choose either one of the better endings or go straight for the jugular and say, why should I give a shit? Wait, I probably should have dropped them at the door.
Barely walk with this much gear.
Drop. I just don't think that, like, as a morally gray area, it's fine to have a morally gray ending. I just think that it would be nice to have, like, an objectively bad ending, an objectively good ending, and then there's just one where it's morally gray. But even then, like, that's only in the long term. The short term, every piece of Fallout New, there's a lot of parts where it's completely, it's not morally gray. Obviously, there's going, whatever, Astrid, shut the fuck up. An example of a morally gray quest that doesn't really give you any real information other than, hey, this is something you have to choose, is in Fallout 3's Herald. In Fallout 3, oh no, okay, I'm an idiot. In Fallout 3 Oasis, you basically meet Harold the Talking Tree, and fundamentally, you have a choice to make, and it is a complicated one at that. So, do you encourage Harold to stay alive and basically suffer and offer the fact that there is a possibility that he can make the Commonwealth, not Commonwealth, Wasteland better, or do you allow him to die? That is a very complicated moral question, because do you... This is a literal situation where there aren't any true right answers. There aren't any answers that fundamentally are right or wrong. It's just there are answers. There's nothing clear-cut in that scenario which you can say, yes, this is the best answer, let's go with this one. The only one that is considered to be completely right or wrong, and rightfully so, is, should you set Harold on fire? And it shouldn't be controversial to say, you're an evil bastard if you decide, let's just light this guy on fire. Especially since he explicitly states that he doesn't want to be set on fire. Like, that's his, like, greatest fear, and you can just set him on fucking fire, because why the fuck not? So, yeah, that's morally objectionable, but outside of that, it really does raise the stakes. It's a situation where you don't feel you can necessarily win, because the situations are always going to be not so good. It's never going to feel like it was a... Like, you're literally choosing the lesser, the better of two choices here. And while, yes, we will always assume that being alive is preferable to being dead, what about Harold's future? I mean, does he have a future that doesn't involve him being stuck in hell? And are you doing that because you genuinely think this is a good thing? Is the betterment of all mankind worth sacrificing one individual, or is it worth it to sacrifice one individual despite the fact, or is it fair to allow that one individual to be let go and let them not have to deal with this, even though fundamentally you're kind of fucking everybody else over? It's a moral dilemma that I feel like not a lot of people take into consideration when they're criticizing Fallout 3. And that's just because criticizing Fallout 3 is the easy and cool thing to do in the moment. Okay, let's see what... Okay, I'm actually almost to cooking level 4. And even then, like, at the, like, if we look at how, okay, well, this is just not as morally gray, there are also not that many options to go for. You're either going for really shitty, or you're just deciding that, like, you either have the shitty ending or a morally gray area. There's nothing in between, which is weird considering the fact that at the end of Fallout 3, you end up with, if it weren't for the fact that we had Broken Steel, which continued the game, there would be a much more gray area to this. Keep in mind that if you wanted to choose, like, the absolute, there are two ways to be kind of just absolutely evil, in general. One argument would be, well, is it right to send someone off to their death? Of course, but we're going to ignore some of the other problems for right now. Such as Strong being able to do that, and you literally having, a literal slave that will do anything you want. Because, I mean, holy shit. We have this situation at hand where it's like, so let me get this straight. We have a literal slave market in Fallout 3, and that's not considered to be, morally gray enough. Like, keep in mind that there are, you could end up arguing that it is a morally gray area where, well, if you go on this idea that no one should ever be killed, you should never kill... Oh, cool. That you should never kill an individual ever, then it brings up the question, well, what about slavers? I mean, slavers are complete dicks. And frankly, they're awful people. I should not have to explain why I hate slavers. I think it should be self-explanatory. In the grand scheme of things. But I must, for the simple fact that... But it still leads to an interesting question. Would, in the game, if you're trying to get away with not directly killing someone, and there you have a more complicated version of the trolley problem, which I think is more interesting. Is it better to directly kill someone, or is it better to not have a hand but witness someone dying? And then there's a, well, we don't know if they're going to kill the slaves because they're slaves. And it's complicated. Slavery is a complicated notion because at the same time, not too many people are going to want to kill their slaves because it's a financial investment. It is something that takes a lot of money, and you would rather do all you can outside of that. And it's just, is it morally right if you're trying to play as a pacifistic person because reasons? Now, my answer to is it moral to kill slavers is yes. I'm not even gonna mince words. Yes, 1,000% yes. I don't give a single solitary iota of a fuck about slavers. If your profession is based off of, well, we just really need to own other people and force them into servitude, well, congratulations, you're the scum of the earth. That's just a fact of life. Do I have any remorse for that? Fuck no. Alright. And the funny thing is, like, there are ways you can, Fallout 3, because there are a lot of quests that you have to follow these people around, right? You can't just let them go, you can just let them go on their merry way and then meet them to places, or you can follow them around and hope you don't die. But because the game is so hard, there's one quest in particular that you can actually, convince slavers to go out of their way to, find quote-unquote escaped slaves, but then you can just lead them straight to their death. Like, just walk around and let the wasteland fuck their shit up. And it is glorious, okay? It is truly glorious to be able to watch as you just don't give a single iota of a fuck about any of these people. because they made their bed and they can lay in it. And that just makes it all the more satisfying. Select. Let's see here. Then also it's like, okay, so we added a gambling mechanic. Okay. I mean, it isn't that more riveting when you have to do, it's like, okay, and like Fallout 3 had literal slaves that you could make. Like, you could literally go on a quest and just make random people your slaves. Hell, even Fallout 4, with the Nuka World DLC, made it so you could just basically say, oh yeah, by the way, these people, there are slaves. I'll put it outside in a minute. I just want to take care of like some of this. Info. I don't know, I think like the start of Fallout. Oh, and one final thing, and that is, if you play the oh Jesus, I can't remember the fucking name of it. There is a bit of DLC. Old War Blues. That's the name of it. That's the fucker. In Old War Blues, you are basically told your backstory. Like, no, you this isn't a situation where, oh yeah, by the way, your character doesn't have a backstory. It's, no, there is an elaborate backstory that's given. You are given an intense backstory from Ulysses. That you were once a courier for this one town, you kind of abandoned it, and so shit just hit the fan real fast, and that's why you have to fundamentally your way out of all this shit, which to me is just hilarious beyond all belief. But then again, and I just find that interesting. Like, what do you mean there isn't any real Like, like, oh, the backstory. Okay. Back. I'll wait. Here we go. Information. Harvest. I think in the grand scheme of things, we really need to understand that it's one thing to say, hey, this is my personal preference for a game, and then, hey, by the way, if you don't like my particular game, you are a blank. Fuck it, we're micro-harvesting this shit. Woo! Well, at least I managed to, like... And here I'm just gonna do, like, a full one of these. I have 1 hour. Cook, cook. Information. "38 minutes. It's the final. It's the final brain sound. Do. I can. In a minute. Might as well sleep for 4 hours. That way I could get enough energy to gather up all the food and then put it all outside the house.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Well, it doesn't matter, Astrid. You're not going to be carrying it for long. I swear there was like another piece of raw meat here.
Yeah, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Oh well. I know like it won't matter in the long run, but I don't want to feel like I'm just... Back. Excuse me. I mean, I think I'm like one deer away from being able to to get to level 5 cooking, so...
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
I completely forgot how much shit I have. Shit. Okay, No, no, no. Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Why? I thought I had antibiotics. I didn't even mean to eat that. Okay, I need a crowbar. Where do I... Do I have one? What do I have on me right now when it comes to food? I have some water. I've already been... Oh. Son of a bitch. No, no, no. Fuck. Where's that wolf? No, seriously, where the fuck is that wolf? Okay. I know I searched this already, but... Or maybe I didn't, because... I suck. Okay. I don't think I searched this house. And if I did, I probably didn't even search the medicine cabinet, which I need. First aid box, please. Damn it. I did search this. The more I go into houses, the more I can throw off any wolves and shit. Okay, hacksaw. That's good. These antibiotics.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
Are you fucking kidding me? Da 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 da. Do, 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 do. It's the final brain cell. Please, for the love of God, don't be a wolf around here. Let there be, like, reishi mushrooms. That would actually be really useful.
Gotta warm up somehow.
I know, Astrid. I know. There's gotta be antibiotics at the pharmacy, right? The only question is, can I get to the pharmacy? I know, hypothermia risk.
It's so cold. I just want to lay down for a bit.
No, Reishi. Disappointingly. At least I have something like that, so I'm not completely fucked. Fuck. The question of the century, did I just set myself up for failure? Damn it. There might be a pry bar near the prison bus? Probably not. If I could find Reishi, that would actually be really useful. Unfortunately, luck is not on my fucking side. Okay, that's good. Okay, I don't need to care about any of those because I'm like about to die, so what I need to worry about is getting into that supermart place. I'm not close to being fucked. I'm just, well, not directly fucked, but I'd rather hurry and get not about to die. Also, today just sucks in general because I have to go to work in like 2 hours. Well, not really. It's not that I have to go to work. It's just that I volunteered because we had like so many people call out. So I'm gonna be there around 5. Come on, Astrid, you can do it. Even just get to the car. Stop at the car, get in, wait. Okay, open the door, please, 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 please. Fuck yeah. Food, food. I'm warming up so I'm not dying as fast. And that's really good. Now, if there are no antibiotics in this, I am going to fucking scream. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. What? Why aren't there any antibiotics? Come on. Can I just leave them somewhere? Come on, please, give me some antibiotics.
This'll come in handy.
Storm lantern, I'll get that later.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Metal shelf, metal container. Empty. Empty. Go energy drink. Why do they only have pain pills? That's like the bizarre thing. Food poisoning. I know, Astrip. Shut the fuck up.
This is the worst.
Okay.
I need to find food.
Okay, at least I'm not going as, like, fast when it comes down to it, because I have, like, plenty of energy and plenty of everything else.
Can you eat trees? Because I'm gonna eat a tree.
Why am I running over to a wolf? Because there's a house over there. I need to get to the house. Fuck. Come on. I'm so close yet so far. I'm hoping this isn't like that. I'm hoping I didn't loot this already, because oh my god, I will kick my own ass. Come on.
I'll take it.
No, I don't need. I need a. Now I remember where it is. I think I put all my. This is gonna kill me, but. Or it might. I don't know. I thought I had like several of these fuckers. If I don't have antibiotics in here, I am thoroughly fucked because I have searched everywhere and there are no antibiotics anywhere else. Come on. Fuck. Okay, at least the wolf's over there. Fuck. No. No, please, get in the house.
I think I can use this.
Well, this was an interesting run. To fucking food poisoning. No. Okay. Damn. Well, this is depressing.
Hope nobody needs this anymore. Empty. I would have sworn like I took some and like kept them. trees? Because I'm gonna eat a tree.
I'm actually gonna die, Astrid. That's what you're gonna do. Because you don't have anything. I need to check one thing out. Long, dark, food, poisoning. Okay. No. There we go. I have to take the risk because I have nothing else to do. I cannot. F. I know. Alright, I'm gonna deal with this tomorrow because, no, Monday. Because right now I just can't. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice night. Have a nice day. Wherever you are, just have a good one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.